Good afternoon on what is a cool, grey and overcast day. It is Sunday the 1st of January 2023 and I'm in the reading nook with a nice hot cup of tea and a parcel to continue unboxing. And what I'm going to pull from this is a copy of this scenario, which is for Mutant Crawl Classics, the role-playing game published by Goodman Games, derived ultimately from Gamma World, the sort of gonzo post-apocalyptic setting, and this is Into the Glowing Depths by Michael Curtis. It's the 13th adventure released for Mutant Crawl Classics. It's a level 2 adventure, and I've reviewed all of these so far. Really enjoyed them. They're fun kind of gonzo post-apocalyptic scenarios. It's a genre I kind of like playing in. So, Mutant Crawl Classics, Into the Glowing Depths. A menace awakens in the irradiated oceans of Terra AD. That's Terra after disaster. One desiring the conquest of the lands above, standing between an army of mutant genetic experiments and world domination, is an isolated research facility miles beneath the ocean's surface. From within that remnant of the ancient times, the most unusual intelligence seeks heroes to act on its behalf. The characters soon find themselves in a hostile environment, beset by enemies on all sides, but with rich rewards awaiting them if they can prevent the mutants' armies' conquest. Will they succeed in thwarting an evil spawned in the glowing depths of the post-apocalyptic future, or will they breathe their last breath deep, deep under the sea? So, open up. We've got a picture of the sort of like with the classic characters. They always kind of appear in Mutant Crawl Classic scenarios. Frontispiece, essentially showing you the mutants exploring sort of like a very dank, wet facility. And then we get into background and setup. So this is what this is not. This is a level 2 adventure. It's for characters who have some sort of like experience under the belt. And it's not a funnel where you play 0 level characters, go through. You play multiple ones, and the ones that survive go on to first level, gain experience level, and a class. So essentially, start the adventure, how to get involved. And essentially, this is to encounter a drone ship, explore it, and then lift off and splash down. So essentially, they get sort of like kidnapped and taken in this vehicle into the air, get a fantastic view of the world as it is, which they'd never imagined getting, and then they come to the ocean and splash down and dive. So here's the bait, a nice little map there, and then you've got the facility there where they end up underwater. So all very kind of 60s underwater technology kind of style, which really is a really different environment for this role-playing game. It hasn't done any subaquatic adventures before. Now it has, and that's really great. I really like that map, and explanations for like the upper deck and lower deck. And the other thing that's really clever about this, I'm not sure if I can find it, is here where we got to. Where you explore, you've got multiple decks on this little subsea base. Now you see the maps, like a classic kind of dungeon or other map, it's got a grid, giving you some sense of scale and space. But okay, here's the grid on sort of like the upper levels. Okay, nice and straight grid. And you notice that it's not straight, that it's sort of like it's irregular and slightly wavy. It's almost as if it's sort of like you're looking at a grid on the floor, okay, like tiles through water, and that ripples and so on. And that is a fantastic little detail. Didn't need to put it there, but has, and it just adds to, at least for the benefit of the judge, as the game master is known. Just a bit of verisimilitude, just a little bit of extra detail. That's really good. So here we've got illustrations sort of like of the player characters exploring this undersea facility, wading through the water, dealing with the technology, and so on. And then you've got undersea events as well. So essentially, you've got like a plot in there. You've got a complete guide to this little facility, and the actual storyline, which is kind of separate. So it's a bit more than a straight kind of exploration dungeon, which some Mutant Crawl Classics scenarios can be. And when I say exploration sort of dungeon style, that's a dungeon that might be a research lab or an industrial facility, which fallen on hard times, from the effects of the apocalypse. And then we've got the section outside the station. So essentially, the player characters is going to have to suit up and walk along the surface, the ocean's surface, doing things they wouldn't expect to normally do in a scenario like this. Is brilliant. I really like that very, very much. And of course, the player characters have to defend the base from attack, potentially face annihilation, but they can prevent it too. That's the whole thrust of the adventure. As you can see here, basically, player characters can drop, big explosive device on top of the undersea, a sort of like a mutant city down below, and stop the invasion that way. So yeah, and then at the end you have some extra sort of like an appendix, and here we've got atmospheric diving suit. Explains how that works. An emergency nano repair bot and sonic carving knife. A kitchen utensil rather than a weapon, but it can be used to slice through meat and gristle. And then a suit, the image of the atmospheric diving suit as well at the bottom there. And running this off, you've got a complete. So we've got an advert for more content from Goodman Games, sort of like partial list of sort of like some of the Dungeon Crawl Classic scenarios there, and then all the sort of like most of the Mutant Crawl Classic scenarios in the advert. This is, I think, a terrific looking little adventure. Different environment, different challenges, really fun and interesting. And if you're playing a Mutant Crawl Classics campaign, and you've sort of like characters who are not yet at second level, definitely add this. And if they're at it, run it. And if they're beyond it, just tweak it a bit, just to make sure they can get involved and have fun with this one. I really like this. Anyway, review of it down below. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me out here with a parcel containing a book or game, or in this case a scenario, which I will unbox and chat about to the very best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the like button, so the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching. We'll be back again soon with another unboxing in the Nook. Bye for now.